So today I'm going to do about 20 minutes of body weight movement, strength movement. I'm going to do 5 pull-ups, 5 dips, 5 push-ups, 5 air squats. That's 20 reps, different movements. And I'm going to do that for 20 minutes, and I'll probably give myself 30 seconds rest between each one. Normally, this is a move that is supposed to go, it's actually a CrossFit workout. It's supposed to go, typically I do it this way: 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, as many rounds of that. That's like one set, as many sets of that as you can do in 20 minutes. So it's sort of a cardio and a strength builder combined. But I am not in a mood to want to do the cardio. I'm going to actually be going to a cycle class tonight for 60 minutes, and I'll get cardio in then. This is going to be just for strength. So I'm going to give myself rest, and I'm adjusting the reps a little bit just out of boredom. Okay? I have a timer. Kind of keeps me on pace, lets me know how much, desired rest I want to get. I'm actually going to start off with a hang for about a minute. So I'm going to get my shoulders and back opened up. Okay, feet off the ground now. And I'll go till 10 after. I'll come back around to the okay. Yeah. Okay, put your back over here. I don't know, hopefully you can see what's going on. Okay. I'll bring my chair out here. Start with 5 air squats. It's going to be nice and slow for this body that has 72 years on it. It wouldn't be quite as slow even, when I was 62. Every decade, you have to make an adjustment. You feel it, even if you're in good shape. I mean, I've been strength training for 57 years. And you see a lot of people on YouTube who have not gone through middle age yet. A lot of people younger talking about, they look fantastic doing their body weight strength training, and they're promoting it, and that's great. I think you should start strength training and mobility training your body as early as possible, but a lot of them don't know what it takes to maintain it through middle age, past your 60s, into your 70s. As I said, I'm 72. My name is Don, by the way. All right, so here we go. Well, I said I was gonna start with air squats. Some days I can feel the age on this body. Other days not as much. timer. Right now, I think I'm gonna give myself a minute between. For some reason, this right shoulder feels a little sore. You know, listen, strength training and mobility training will push back the aging process, but you're not going to defeat it. Don't get it twisted. You know, I don't want to blow smoke up your butt. You are definitely, I mean, at 72, I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things with confidence. I have a lot of ability to move. Hell, I move in ways and do things, express strength that a lot of people have my age can't. And that's because they just don't. And also, I've been fortunate with the genetics, but you can improve your situation. You can transform yourself, but you're not going to ultimately defeat aging. I wish I could say that's the case, right? The biggest thing is in doing this, like I said, I started when I was 15. I started with strength training when I was 15. And I just was fascinated by a guy named Jack LaLanne. If you're under 40, hell, even if you're under 50, you may not know who Jack LaLanne was or is. You can still find his videos on YouTube. But I was really impressed. He was probably the first, long before social media. He had a television program, came on once a week, I think, where he did body weight strength training on camera, and he would lead a class. And I was fascinated by him and by that. Set it for time. I think I'm gonna set this like, I'll do 15 sets of it. Anyway, yeah, Jack LaLanne was ahead of his time. If you're hearing noise, it's because my neighbor across the street, she's got workers over there. She's having her backyard landscaped. So they've been working there for about 2 weeks. Anyway, man, he was phenomenal. And I, in the 9th grade, when I went to quote unquote middle school, was junior high school, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And in the 9th grade is when you could actually, in my junior high school, you could play organized sports, football, basketball, track and field, gymnastics, whatever. Baseball. And I tried a little football. I wasn't good. I was skinny, 6 feet tall, 148 pounds, 150, I was skinny, 150 pounds. And I did not like getting hit or hitting at that time. Later in years, when I went into the Army, and I enjoyed it. I wanted to hit. I didn't mind getting hit. Because I did play football then, some for the Army. At least 1 year, I think I did, maybe 2. But back then, so 14, I was 14, going into 10th grade, and I saw, I'm way past a minute, but I'll finish this thought. I saw the high school I was at, starting in 10th grade, had two big swimming pools. And I saw these guys, throwing this ball around in the deep pool. It was 12, 13 feet. And the guy walked up to me, he was the coach. He told me it was water polo. And I decided then and there, I wasn't gonna play football, I was gonna play water polo. Because I always loved the water. I'm an Aquarian anyway. I don't know how much I believe in science, but I'm an Aquarian. But I've always loved water. So I started playing water polo, but he said I had to go out for the swim team. Anyway, make a long story short, I started going to the gym in my high school and lifting weights. 14, almost 15, more so at 15. So yeah, started that. That's the fourth one. So I started, and I loved training, strength training. I would do pull-ups too. I love doing that, And I worked a lot of push-ups, pull-ups when I wasn't at the gym, handstand push-ups, and to get stronger. And when I was my junior year playing water polo, I was probably stronger than anybody in the pool, even guys that were bigger than me. And in fact, I was probably stronger than everybody on the football team. I can remember the football coach, putting me down for playing water polo because I'd go in the gym and outlift his guys in the bench. Physically, I was just overall had more explosiveness than they did. And my point is that that's obviously I have some genetics, but strength training can really give you an advantage. It really can. Strength training, mobility training, even at 10 minutes a day. You don't have to start with big, making big steps. You don't need equipment. You don't need a gym membership. I belong to a gym, but you don't need it. You can, because I can tell you, I raised, most of my life I've been hustling, working long hours, working 2 jobs, moved into a career as a correctional officer, working 70 plus hours a week with the overtime, making the money necessary. My wife worked as a teacher, but to raise, we had 3 kids, to provide the way we wanted to for our family. Sometimes it was down to 10 or 15 minutes, late at night or early in the morning, me getting in some movements. And I just had to be, sustain myself with that. And that's okay. All right, here we go. I am starting to get warmed up. Hey, it's the way it goes. As I said, you got 72 years on the body. It's the way it works. So that was 5th set. Maybe I'll do 10 of these. I'll do 5 more, and then I'll have bent over rows I'm gonna do. A lot of people think as they start heading into middle age, past 45, if they have a thing they like to do, like walking or running or golf or tennis, whatever it might be, that's fine. That's great. But it does not take the place of strength training. I'm gonna tell you that, that's not me blowing smoke out of my ass. The science will back me up on that. After the age of 30, your body, despite whether you run, golf, play tennis, your body has the potential of losing anywhere from 3 to 8% of body its muscle mass every decade after the age of 30 if you don't do anything about it. And without the appropriate amount of muscle mass, you are not going to be able to do the things you love to do at the level you want to do them. And the thing is, between 50 and 70, man, you can still be phenomenal. Really after 70, I'm 72 because so I know this, is when you kind of start feeling recoverability issues, or it's, you know what I mean? But, if you're strength training and mobility training, anything else you do is going to be expressed at the kind of level you're going to really appreciate. So, and people tell me, well, listen, I'm good. I play tennis every day, or I golf, 4 or 5 times a week. Fine. But Tiger Woods lifted weights. All those golfers strength train today and for the last 20 years, okay? Basketball players, runners strength train, okay? Just to tell you. And there's a reason why they do it. The science backs it. I've been giving myself more than a minute just because I've been running my mouth. But the thing is that, so you're not going to do anything. I'm not going to, again, lie to you. Establishing a habit of 10 minutes a day, strength training your body, mobility training your body, it's going to be challenging at first, even 10 minutes, okay? And if I compare the 10 minutes to, say, trying to do an hour at a gym or get to a gym and do an hour, you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. But that comfort zone, okay? That groove you have of getting up whatever time you get up, getting yourself ready to go to work, whatever, it's still you're gonna have to consciously, intentionally carve out 10 minutes, even after you brush your teeth, to move your body consistently, daily, 10 minutes a day. And that's gonna start from here. You can rationalize why you should do something all day long. It won't happen. It has to come from your gut. You have to be at a point where you're starting to, maybe you're in your late 40s or older, and you're starting to feel the effects of not really aging, but lack of use. You're starting to feel more fragile, weaker, stiffer, right? So from your gut, you have to say, this is bullshit. I'm going to change this, I'm going to transform this. And when it starts from your gut, that's when we step out of our comfort zone and we get busy creating habits that transform or put us in the place or in the direction we want to go in. And so I'm talking to those of you that from your gut, you want to transform. And I will help you do that. Okay, I will help you do that. If you don't know where to start, if you're unsure, if you're a little intimidated, I will help you. I'm going to put the address to my community on here, on this video. And you can connect with me in my community. And I will help you create an action plan. As I said, I will help you. I'm building a community called the Total Wealth Community. And it addresses what I consider the 5 pillars of total wealth. One is time freedom. And you can have time freedom even if you're working your ass off. You might think that's crazy. A lot of people think time freedom, that's when I'm not working, no kids, got all the time in the world. No, that's not time freedom. Okay? Time freedom is different than you might think. Second would be relationships. No, I'll back out of that. Second would be your functional fitness and health. Okay? Third, relationships. Okay? You can make $1 million a year, $10 million, $100 million a year. If you got nobody to share it with, it's empty. All right? Relationships is third. Fourth would be money. I love money. So money is definitely one of the 5 pillars of total wealth. Then last, creating great memories. Okay? 5 pillars of total wealth. So I created because I felt so passionately about this. Okay? Because I recognize even when my wife and I didn't have any money in the bank, we had those other pillars. And I was saying, I know that it told me clearly that having a hell of a lot of money, sorry about that, that's my neighbor's dog. Having a lot of money does not mean you are totally wealthy. It just doesn't. There's a lot of miserable people who have all the money in the world. So that's why those are my two passions. Getting out the word that strength training can be a game changer in your life, and the idea that money alone is not total wealth. Yep. And my wife and I don't have $1 million in the bank yet, but we have great abundance. And we've traveled the world quite a bit, and do so in the future. We both retired. We were able to retire. And we both see our life expanding. I'm 72, my wife is 62. We're both looking to grow still as people, grow our abundance. That includes money. I have, in my community, I talk about, a lot of times when people retire, think they have to shrink back, start protecting. And you may have to shrink back a little, and protect should always be wealthy people. They think about gaining, but they also look at not losing. And I don't know, I've kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, my thing is that, in order for you to decide at 48, 58, 68 that you're going to take 10 minutes to do some strength training with your body weight in your bedroom or wherever in your house, means that you are someone who has decided that you still have a chance to expand, to grow as a person, to continue to transform. And if you don't think that way, then what I'm saying, you won't need to be paying attention to, and that's fine. I'm not talking to you. This is 9. One more. Transformation. I love that word, transformation. Excuse me. Yeah, transform. And nothing happens. I guess why I love it so much is, growing, learning, reading, experience taught me that total wealth Everything you want to see happen externally in your life, to come in your life, has to start in here. You have to put it in here first and in here. In your heart, in your gut, in your mind. It has to already be there. So you have to transform, right? You have to see yourself, that person who has really good functional strength and mobility, able to squat down if you're 68, 78, stand back up without help, get off the floor with no problem, walk those steps, walk those hills, do whatever it is you like to do, right? Move your body confidently with strength. You have to see yourself there already. You have to see it within you. And that's how you align the energy to transform, to bring that to you. That's how you stay the course. Because it doesn't happen overnight, right? And life's gonna push back at you. It's gonna give you reasons why you should quit. I tell you, I'm not gonna blow smoke up your butt, okay? Right? Nothing meaningful happens easy. So when I tell you 10 minutes a day, okay, yes, and you're not gonna see anything right away. That's depending on who you are. Depending on who you are, you might start seeing things, transformation right away. But for the most part, it's gonna take a while. Might take you a year. Okay, and then you look around and you go, oh shit, that's easier. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can see. This is 135. When I get to next weight, I'll start using straps. Going to 225. We'll see how that feels today. I'm a timer here. Give myself 2 minutes. Some people give themselves more than that. I don't have the patience, really. I want to get this done. Because I'm actually going to do a scooter ride. Kind of go out for an hour or so. Maybe take a ride down to the water in the next town over. I got this scooter I bought when I retired. I sold my commuter car, and so my wife and I still have a truck and a minivan, but trying to drive it's a big F-150 pickup. Try not to drive it a lot. So, and it's enjoyable. I got this scooter I've been watching, these scooters online, and I was like, dang, that's pretty fun. Because I used to be a triathlete back at the age of 49, 50, 51. And I was on my bike, a lot. But I said, man, scooters are fun. So I got this scooter. I saw it. Let's see if I can get you to see it. I don't know if you can. That's the back of it. It's getting charged right now. But yeah, it'll do. I don't necessarily go this fast, but it'll do 50 to 55 miles an hour, and it's got 13-inch tires on it, off-road, on-road. I mean, it's tough suspension. It weighs 110 pounds, and it's definitely sturdy. I've been having a lot of fun with it, so I'm gonna take it out and do a little ride. Kind of allows me to kind of decompress, and I'll come back and do some work because I got to edit this video to to post it and probably edit it short too for YouTube as well. So anyway, my straps. This allows me not to focus so much on my hand grip. I can hold this 225 with my hands, but this is really about back strength, strengthening my back, so I don't want to have to be concerned with holding on to the weight. So there you go. You can see that. Science. Science of physiology, human physiology and training. It's amazing to me to see when I'm at the gym how many people, I don't know if they know, they don't have a direction. People that mostly are dealing with weight issues, it's obvious they have dealing with a very substantial amount of fat on their body. They want a transformation, but they come in, particularly men and a few women, but mostly men. Nobody talks about, the culture doesn't talk about the vanity and ego of men, but you can see it in the gym. I've seen it over the years. I'm telling you, I've seen it. We are so vain and our ego. You see guys, I'll see guys come in and, let me start my timer. And I'm like, why are they doing that? Why are they going to a machine to do tricep push downs? To train an isolated muscle group. When really what they need to be doing is doing compound movement with their body. They shouldn't even touch a weight. There's so many things they could do with their body to, burn fat, get their heart rate up, develop strength. And they're just like, I see them lost in the weeds. So if you're one of those people, you're challenged, even if you're not what society would say morbidly obese, like me, I'm at 215. I want to go down to 205. Working nights for years before I retired kind of threw my metabolism into a weird place. So I know what I'm going to have to do to drop the 10 pounds, right? And it's going to be, I'm going to have to intensify my compound movements. That's what was wonderful about CrossFit. But I did things like that beforehand. But there I go. I lost my train of thought again. But look, identify a clear, effective strategy. A plan of action that actually addresses what you want to see transformed. And that's why I say, if you don't have any experience, or if you're kind of feel overwhelmed about it, I will help you. Okay, I will help you. I'm just always amazed. The people go to a machine. We even stepping out of our comfort zone, we're looking for comfort. we don't want to hurt too bad. I think it's funny. Okay, so this is 275 on here. And there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, 275. That was heavy. 275 is heavy. I'm going to leave it right there. I'll do 2 more sets of 3 or 4. And yeah, that'll be that. For sure. Yep. But look, it's kind of like retiring. Now, I feel fortunate. It's tragic. Most people in America over, over the age of 60 will not be able to retire. Okay? Most people will not be able to retire. Most people don't have the savings, they don't have the retirement. That's just not a thing anymore. And that is, to me, for the richest nation on the planet, that is really a tragedy to me. I mean, hell, the state of California, which is where I'm at, is the fourth largest economy on the planet. Just the state of California is the fourth largest economy. I mean, it brings in, I don't know, trillions and trillions of dollars every year in income. And for people not to be, anyway, it's a whole nother rabbit hole I could go down. But I think that I feel strongly, you need to look at your life as still expanding, even once you're done with a career. Because you're alive. You owe it to yourself. I mean, that's why people get bored and go back to work. Because they think that they're supposed to reach this place where that's where we're going to be. We're just going to post up, sit back, and I don't know. No. Even if, that's why the wealthy, have this big picture. Get to that, becoming multimillionaires. Get there. And they get there. And it's supposed to be like this plateau where you're just like, okay, yes, now all is great with the world. And they're miserable, okay? Because we were not wired that way. We're not wired that way. We need to be transforming. We need to be stepping out of our comfort zone. And that's it. So that's all I got for you today. See you next time.